Historically, we knew it had a problem because it was the awareness. It was about employability or non-employability. It was about prejudice based on what school you went to. It was about the violence and the casual violence associated with sectarianism. Currently, it's more about underlying issues. It's how people feel. It's how people are labelled. It's how people are tagged, and there's that whole kind of historic tribalism as a result of what's happened in the past. Sectarianism is related to antisocial behaviour and other forms of antisocial behaviour, obviously. I think though there's a willingness to blame sectarianism on the unemployed, the young people, the socially excluded, etc. Where in actual fact, in my opinion, and based on the evidence having worked in this industry for some time, sectarianism exists at different levels, so it is associated with other forms of discrimination at all levels, in all economic levels of society. Education and enforcement is how we get there. Education around the subject, at all levels of society, at different generations, and finding a way to do that effectively, and actually enforcing the law. We have laws here which have been passed, and whether people agree with them or not, they exist for a reason from an elected body, and we need to enforce these laws. It's not good enough to be in a group and get away with it because you're in a group, or be arrested because you're in isolation. Very much so. I grew up in East Ayrshire, I grew up in Kilmarnock supporter as a young boy. One week I was a Fenian B, next week I was an Orange B. Remember being spat on at one time. And as a young person, you know what you do, you just do it right back because you don't know any different. Realised then, growing up, that I was a Protestant, Church of Scotland. Didn't really think too much about it until I went to school, and secondary school in particular, and the Protestant school was closely located to the Catholic school, and I used the word Protestant school rather than non-denominational because that's what we were viewed as at the time, and watched people fighting, and the fourth years would fight simply because it was their turn to fight, because the fourth years fought with the fourth years, and we did that every year. It was almost like a sport, and and watching that disappear actually, as I went through school, through the formation of a local community football club, where the guys who would normally be involved in fighting actually became friends through football. And that, I know that's a simple level and maybe a simplistic view of how you would fix the problem, but it certainly worked in New Farm Lock, which was a reasonably typical housing scheme. Roll out education, targeted intervention at various stages of people's lives, educate them, overcome the biggest champion of sectarianism, which is ignorance.